Welcome to Community at Home. Most of us have heard, I would say probably all of us have heard this, there's two things you don't talk about. You don't talk about politics, and you don't talk about religion. And we know the reason why we say those kinds of things, because if you're at a dinner party, if you're sitting around with friends and you start talking politics or you start talking religion, the conversation can go sideways pretty quickly, can it? I mean, there's a lot to agree on, but there's also a lot to disagree on. And when you're talking to someone that's like-minded and you're talking to someone who has the same views as you and sees life the same way you see it, it's going to be a good time. But when you have a conversation with someone who doesn't see life the way you see it, that sees life differently or has a different view on things, that's difficult. And a lot of times it can turn into an argument. It can turn into a fight. It can turn into saying things that you never really wish that you would have said, thinking things that you wish you didn't think. And it can go pretty sideways. So I want to just real briefly talk about this question: how do I disagree with a friend? And not so much how do I disagree with somebody I'm not a friend with. That doesn't really impact our life all that much. But on those times when we have a friend, maybe it's our spouse. Maybe it's somebody in our family. Maybe it's a son or a daughter or someone in our small group or somebody that we work with. We're playing on a team or a teammate or something like that. How do I disagree with a friend? Proverbs, great book, obviously. It has a lot of really good things to say. In Proverbs chapter 18, verse 24 says this: "There are friends who destroy each other, but a real friend sticks closer than a brother." There are friends, and in my Bible, the word friends is actually in quotes. There are friends, so to speak, who destroy each other, but real friends stick closer than a brother. So how do I disagree with someone? How do I disagree with a friend? I've got a couple of things I want to share. The first thing I would say this: at least this is true in my life, when I have a disagreement with someone, when I have a conversation with someone we don't see eye to eye, it's frustrating. It can lead to anger. It can lead to hurt. So I would say the first thing when you disagree with a friend, the first thing to do is to make sure that you're taking that frustration, that anger, and that hurt to Jesus. Go to him with it and say, "Hey, Jesus, I am struggling with this. I need your help. I want to give that," and let him minister to you. Let him love you in that. So making sure that we have the ability to take that to him. And a lot of times we skip that one because when we have a disagreement with a friend, really what we want to do is we want to try to be right, or we want to try to change our friend's mind instead of loving them. So being able to pull back and make sure that we're letting Jesus minister to us first is an important thing. And then the second thing I would say this is look for the right time. Look for a right time to have a conversation about the disagreement. I love hearing this about what Abraham Lincoln would do, that when he would have a disagreement, usually about politics or somebody like that, and they would be mean to him or they would say something or whatever, he would write them a letter. And he would put everything in that letter, everything that he wanted to say, and he would just let them have it. But here's what he would do. He would never mail it. And so when they went through his office, they found stacks and stacks and boxes of letters that he had written to defend his point and to rip other people that he never sent. So it's his way of getting that out. There's people that I've talked to, and I remember one particular one just a while back, and they were saying, I need to talk to my friend about this, but I can't talk to him about it right now because my heart's not ready. I'm still angry about it, and I know I've got to get that settled before I can have the healing conversation. And there's such wisdom in that. So taking it to Jesus, looking for the right time, having the thought that I'm going to ask questions, that I'm going to be curious. So tell me more about that. Remember, when you disagree about something, well, tell me more about that. Tell me why you think that. Tell me why you think that that's the best way to do that. Tell me why you've made that decision. Tell me. Being curious will take a lot of the sting away if we'll begin to ask questions. And then the other one, this seems simple. It seems simple, but man, we forget it. We have to realize it's okay not to agree about everything. We don't have to agree about everything. We don't have to see everything the same way. We get this when we go to the restaurant. You go out to eat with friends. Does everybody order the same thing? No. Does everybody have to order what you're ordering? No. Have you ever been out to eat with friends and you got upset because everybody else ordered off the menu what they wanted to eat for the night? No, you don't do that. So we understand the concept that we don't have to agree about everything. We don't have to like everything. We don't have to see everything the same way. I really do. I think we got to remember that. It's okay. It's okay to disagree. It's all right. It's not that big of a deal. Now, if we berate somebody or we try to make somebody less, then that's the problem. But it's okay to disagree. I love the way Tony Campolo says it. He says, listen, Jesus crucified, buried, and risen. Everything else is up for debate. I really like that. Jesus crucified, buried, and risen. But everything else is up for debate. We don't have to agree about everything. So for really kind of simple things, when I disagree with a friend, I'm going to take my hurt to Jesus. I'm going to look for the right time. I'm going to be curious. And then I'm going to understand that it's okay not to agree. Jesus never told us to agree. He never said, listen, my goal is for all of you to agree with each other. My goal is for all of you to eat the same meal. No. What did he command us to do? He commanded us to love each other. So in any friendship and in any relationships, there are going to be disagreements. There's going to be times when things get sideways. When that happens, let's do our best to behave and react in a way that is the Jesus way and do the things that we know that we should do. Remember, there are friends who destroy each other, but a real friend sticks closer than a brother. Talk to you soon.